Afternoon. Joining me right now is Anurag Kulshrestha, founder, president of Tracks Road Safety and NGO. Also, I'll be joined by Arvind Jain, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh. Mr. Kulshrestha, let me come to you first. You've seen these pictures. It's a shocking and an audacious attack uh, to this biker. And I was speaking to one of the top cops of Delhi earlier in the day. He said that it could be a case of an intention, a deliberate intention to kill. That's his opinion, of course. But why do such instances happen on the streets?
Well, actually, these are the continuous process in entire India, which is continued for last, I think, 10 or 15 years. And our investigation process by police is not up to the mark. They are just looking at the final cause, but they are not looking at the root cause or the investigation, proper investigation of this. This road race has happened when, if you can see, 4 or 5 bikers, they are running their bikes in all the lanes almost, and they are speeding and overtaking.
Yes.
Police will take some cognizance on that. Number one. Number two, if you see, they were having some conversation during the travel also. A biker and a car, this Scorpio owner, I think, driver. And they were having the same conversation.
So why does this happen? Are the laws weak, or is the implementation of law weak? Where is the problem?
Definitely, it's a matter of the implementation and few other
because surely
laws
people
also
think that they can get away with it, which is why these instances happen.
That's very true. Because in India, our police enforcement, basically, they have never enforced the lane driving system in India, which is the basic thing for all road safety norms. But hardly you will see, even in the cities like Chandigarh, it's a well-planned city. There also nobody is driving in lane. So lane discipline, because our agencies are not enforcing lane driving. And even, I can just give you one example. We have deployed intelligent traffic light system around 12 years back. That is it was the intelligent transport system. You must have seen the 3 traffic signals on every crossing. These were the lane designated traffic signal. Even a single person knows in Delhi
Yes.
or NCR, it is a lane designated traffic signals. Even the police persons, they knows about it. It is a lane designated traffic signals. So that is the irony. We are just copying some rules and regulations, some technology from the foreign countries, and we are just deploying it and forget.
Yes.
Because we don't have the sense how to implement these traffic rules.
Right. Mr. Kulshrestha, there are many things that compromise road safety. You know, there are poor road infrastructure, potholes we were discussing earlier this afternoon. You know, isn't bad road behavior somewhere at the top of that list? What can be done to change that? What can act as a deterrent?
Actually, yes, I'm coming to the point. There's a basically guideline from Ministry of I&D in case of the advertisements on TV and even in the movies. And there's a clear guideline. If there's no demand of the story, you cannot portray that violation of traffic rules. But no specification has been given by the ministry to what is the demand of the story. And few years back, City Police Commissioner, Mumbai, they have, after the first movie Dhoom, they have demanded to ban this movie. Because after that, there was around 30 to 35 incidents of stunting, rash driving, and speeding on roads. So are we focusing on these things? Because these are the provocating factors for road safety. We are not stopping these things. Every politician is doing the rallies without helmet. And we are doing the Tiranga rallies without helmet. We are basically glamorizing non-wearing of helmet with our pride of the nation, Tiranga. Who is doing anything? Everywhere there is a matter of provocation against road safety, and nobody is thinking on that. And we are just investigating half-heartedly.
The provocation against road safety is what you're talking about, Mr. Kulshrestha. One more question to you, sir. One of the key aspects is prevention in all of these cases. You can see that audacious attack in which that Scorpio hits that biker and then it sped away. You know, what can be done to prevent such hit and run cases in the future?
Actually, there must be a first the implementation of the laws, as I have already told you, Ministry of INB rules and regulations. Supreme Court guidelines committee, which they have given the guidelines to the Advertising Standard Council of India, but nobody is implementing these factors in India. Second thing, we are not focusing on lane driving because these type of stunting, rash driving, speeding, it's a continuous process for last so many years. We cannot enforce them. We should enforce first these bikers on these roads, because if you see if these 5 or 6 or 10 bikers, they are moving on each lane of the road and they are speeding, they are doing zigzag. How a heavy vehicle like car or maybe a truck or bus can move on this road properly? So this is for me, road safety or road user behavior. It's a completely complex situation. It changes even after a moment.
Yes.
So if they are not giving, bikers are not giving the way and they are moving here and there, naturally a car owner or a bus driver, anyone will be puzzled. So this is the impact of these. This is
Yes.
not the
But
intentionally it has not been
here
done.
the biker is a victim in this incident, sir. You can see how the Scorpio hits him and then speeds away. One of the things in Delhi is, people on the streets, particularly here in the Delhi, in the national capital, are perpetually on a short fuse. Look at the impunity with which the driver of this car, without any fear of the law, hits this biker and then flees the spot. We don't know what altercation happened earlier before this incident, but why do such instances happen, sir, in the first place? I want to understand. You're talking about implementation. Are the laws themselves weak, or the laws are fine, the implementation is weak?
Number one, laws are weak. Number two, there's no will of implementation of laws. Police is just doing its formality by deploying now the passive enforcement through cameras, and they are fulfilling their target every year. No lane discipline has been implemented by any police in any of the state in India. And there are not any law to enforce in the movies and traffic scenario in case of violation of traffic rules. So we are not implementing all these rules, and we are just focusing on some enforcement measure, drink and driving, and helmet use and everything. In helmet, in
Yes.
case of helmet laws, you can see 99% of the helmet
Yes.
wearing case in Delhi, but hardly 2% of 2 to 5% they are strapped. And as per the MV Act, without strapped
Right.
helmet is the non-wearing of helmet. What police is doing?
Yes.
85%
Right.
substandard helmet are being sold on
Right.
Delhi's
So,
road. Police is never stopping these
yes.
cases.
So
Yes,
lots of
please.
challenges there, Mr. Kulshrestha. One final question, and very quickly, in Delhi, anyone who is caught in conflict with law, especially the traffic laws, they will say, "Tumhe pata hai main kaun hu." That culture. So how much does that impact policing?
I couldn't hear you. Please repeat it.
I'm
Pardon?
saying that in Delhi, especially if anyone is caught, or most of the people who are caught for traffic violations, their attitude is कि तुम्हें पता है मैं कौन हूँ. Everyone thinks that they are something. How much does that impact policing?
Actually, there is one another case. It's a matter of the total psychology. As I have told, policy makers, they themselves are violating the traffic rules during their rallies and everywhere. Number two, the implementer, enforcers. There is a provision in our MV Act for the double penalty on these police officers or the other administrative people if they are violating the traffic rules. But in entire India, hardly 10% of the police person or the enforcement agencies are following traffic rules. That is the irony. And they are implementing, they are enforcing on us, and they are penalizing the people. So this is a negative psychology which is going on over in India.
All right.
Yes, please.
All right, Mr. Kulshresha. We don't unfortunately have a cop here on our panel to take their opinion and give their opinion on these claims that you have made. But Mr. Kulshresha, thanks very much for speaking to us and highlighting all the challenges we face regarding road safety. Thanks very much for joining us
Thanks.
this afternoon.
Thanks, Rohit.
Some breaking
Okay.
news coming in.
Bye-bye.